is a video response to the Destiny hater video entitled Destiny the Bernard Poolman Scam. And the point I'm looking at here is that when looking at the words this person's speaking, it's interesting because it's quite obvious that they're not at all looking at the actual message. They're only focusing on their idea of who Bernard Poolman is, or their idea of the reason behind why he says what he says and does what he does, which is the classic case of, shooting the messenger, right? Which is to not at all listen to what's being said, or to not like what is being said, and to then blame the person who's saying it simply because one doesn't like the message. And it's very obvious from this person's words that they, within themselves, aren't able to trust themselves that they can stand by a message, and that they can stand by a message and not have underlying motives. Because the fact of the matter is, unless you've been to the Destiny farm, unless you've met Bernard face to face, or met any of us face to face, and seen what we do on a daily basis, you can't in fact claim to know what the reasoning behind what we're doing is. It's simply only exposing your own self-mistrust, your own inability to trust others. And it simply shows that you're not willing to trust what someone else says, in terms of, if someone's saying this is what I stand for equality, I stand for the end of abuse and suffering, and if you're saying there's an ulterior motive to that, you're simply saying you don't trust that someone can speak, or live the words that they're speaking, and that they actually stand for those things. It just shows that you don't trust. And I mean, you don't have to trust it. You don't have to trust that what Bernard is doing, or what Destiny is doing, is for the reasons they're saying it. But even if you don't trust that, you still can't deny what Destiny is saying, regardless of whether you trust their motivation for saying it. It's irrelevant. You can't deny the fact that there's abuse in this world. You can't deny the fact that there's inequality in this world. You can't deny the fact that there's a very small percentage of elite in this world who benefit off of the mass suffering, abuse, and labor of the vast majority of this world. And that no system that's ever been actually applied in this world has ever come to any kind of solution to the suffering and abuse of this world, because none of them were designed to actually do that. And to claim that Destiny is not doing anything new, I mean, that's true. What Destiny and what Bernard and those who speak on behalf of Destiny and those who support the Destiny message, what we're all saying, is obviously not new. It's just the most obvious common sense solution that supports what's best for everyone. I mean, what are we saying? That a system that actually is designed from its very foundation to support what's best for everyone, and thus to give everyone equally, so that what each one gives is what each one receives, and that we're all equally responsible within that, is the most common sense solution to this world. I mean, it's obvious that a system that gives to each equally would create a situation in which we all have equally. The only way you could ever argue against that is to justify that some should have more than others. And you have those who say, oh, that would be a boring world to live in without the constant struggle and fear of survival. But, if you're saying that, you're not the person who's starving to death right now. Because there is someone right now, as you're listening to this, who is actually starving to death. And their insides, the enzymes, this process called autolysis, for example, where your body eats itself out from the inside. because the proper balance of pH and other things aren't maintained, what they call homeostasis. You need nutrients to survive. You need food to survive in this world. It's a physical system that we live in. And there are people at this very moment who are experiencing death by starvation. And you could go on and look at all the other types of abuse that are currently happening right now as I speak and as you listen, that are happening in this world, and you can't deny that. And for someone to sit back who has money, or at least enough money to survive, I mean, this person who made this video, I don't actually know what their real name is, but if you the one I'm making response to, if you actually go and investigate this person, they have a long history of basically talking shit against Destiny and Bernard Poolman, almost to the degree of obsession, you know, it's fascinating because you can see that they haven't actually heard a word that Destiny said, and yet they're able to twist everything that Destiny says into a completely different context. Simply, and honestly, you have to wonder if this person has anything else to do with their life. Whether or not they're actually some sort of misinformation agent, if you want to call it that. Somebody who's basically paid some kind of pension or something by the government to basically sit on their ass all day and has the time to sit and make vitriolic accusations and videos against Destiny. And the only group that I'm aware of that's actually standing and speaking out about what's best for all, and actually coming up with a real solution that actually makes sense, that could actually be implemented. And this person has nothing better to do than, from their perspective, I guess, than to make videos against Destiny. And it makes you wonder how this person is able to do that. How are they able to sit and make so many videos in different channels? I mean, they must be getting paid to basically do nothing. And I would ask this person, where does your money come from? What do you do for a living? Where do you get your money from that allows you to make all these videos and have the time? Because these things take time, right? And the fact that Destiny has to set itself up in a way to make money for herself is obvious, because how is Destiny, if you have a message that you want to send to the world, how are you going to do that if you have no money? How are you going to have the time to make a video? So it's obvious that this person is taking their own position, which is they are simply being paid to sit and make videos against Destiny. They're taking that and projecting it onto Destiny and saying that, oh, Destiny's just in this for the money. Well, obviously Destiny need money to survive. They need money to be able to speak out. This world isn't free. Simplistically, that's the system. That's the exact problem we're talking about. And to say that someone is, for example, a parasite on this system is a complete misunderstanding of how the system works. This capitalistic system is a parasite on this world, on the actual physical world and life that's here. The only way that can change is if we completely reevaluate and change our fundamental relationship to what's here, so that we're no longer parasites, but we're in essence supporting and actually being grateful for the support we receive in every single moment to actually exist here. It seriously requires someone to be either extremely mentally unstable or deliberately deceptive to find something wrong with any solution that actually stands for what is best for everyone, including that person, and is actually workable and practical. To be able to, within that, hide and deceive, and to turn it into something that's nefarious. It's just complete deception, and it's complete self-deception, regardless of what their motive is. And at the end of the day, that person will have to face themselves and face everyone else for what they've done. And I mean, I don't want to be in their shoes, but I will have to forgive them. And I mean, they'll have to forgive themselves if they want to be a part of this reality with everyone. And that's just the fact of the matter.